Hey folks, welcome to today's live stream. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, let me just fire up the live. 1 second. Beautiful. Hey folks, welcome to today's daily Bitcoin update. Let's go right over it. Start on the top down, right? If we pop ourselves over to the weekly chart, what do we find? Secondary retest of the weekly 200 moving average, as expected. Right, initial test, bounce once, bounce twice, and bounce 3 times before this long-term distribution has time to fully compress around price, like so. And once that's sufficiently compressed and price weights itself to the upside, that'll be start of the next bull run, right? As I pointed out in yesterday's video, you have a really good profit ratio, about 800 to 1 if you set up a trade right on top of that 200 moving average, and then just wait for the previous kind of expansion to happen based on the previous trend, right? And you can get some pretty crazy results with this kind of trade, right? If you want a 400% upside and you want to sit in a futures contract for a year, go for it. Right? You have very low risk right now buying directly on top of the weekly 200 moving average. If we pop down to the daily chart here, beautiful. We're still getting compression as defined by the 50 band. However, it is important to note that up to the 80 period, we do have volatility overhead, so any new expansion really isn't going to get far. If we do re-enter the longer period of the 250 band, which I will define here now, right, re-entry of the 250 band will result in reversion to the 250 mean, and that pivot is still rather far away at the moment. It is also important to note that any upward expansion of the 50 band here is very probable to result in mean reversion up to around 5,750 before further rejection in a secondary test. However, actually my prediction is probably going to be this, where we're just going to get another bounce here as defined by, or let's actually draw it like this, where we test down on the weekly 200 moving average, okay? Probably not right away, it might take a few days. We're gonna come up and then run up here, test the top edge of this 50 band here so we don't overexpand, or see any expansion for that matter through these periods. Then we're gonna get another downward move, just like so. Beautiful, another retest. And then what this is gonna do is it's going to allow the 250 band to come down and meet price, right? So then we're going to get this nice lateral trading throughout here, right? End of a crash pattern is typically signaled by a period of reduced volume and reduced volatility. Yes, as soon as we see those volume candles start going down and we just see all that net compression across the board, and most importantly, we need to see this large 250 band to come down and compress around price as well, right? Now, it is more likely that we're going to see lateral mean reversion over trending mean reversion. So the mean is more likely to travel down to meet price than the price is to travel up to meet the mean, right? However, we have not crossed those mean reversion pivots yet, so we do need just to sit around and wait for that bad boy to actually start sprouting. Okay. It's a really nice chart, guys. It's going to be a boring year for Bitcoin. I need to say that. It's very important to say. Really, I just expect us to go sideways for most of the year, okay? However, if you're good at range trading, this could be a very good time for you, right? Just identify the range, buy the bottom, sell the top. Could be quite effective. Or better yet, if you could go on a shorter time frame and define downward and upward trends, that's going to be your best bet, okay? Here in the 4-hour chart, it is important to note there's virtually no volatility overhead. You're going to see that there's very little red on the 3D wave PM, meaning that all this compression here has been clean and simple, right? Next time we get an expansion, it will result in rather significant trend. However, any downward trend is likely to be stopped by the weekly 200 moving average. So conflicting signals there. Really, my best recommendation right now is just to layer buy from current price down to the monthly 50 and see what fills, okay? And if we go to the 1-hour chart, let's just take a quick look, see if anything exciting is happening. Nope, we had a brief period of downward expansion. Looks like that already had a nice mean reversion. A little bit upside expansion. Otherwise, it's just going to be a choppy chart down here on the 1 hour, okay? Actually, let's define Bitcoin's lateral trading range for at least the rest of the day. So let's load up the 160 period real quick, just so we can get a clean look at what's happening. Beautiful. We have finally seen that mean reversion. Look at this purple band, guys. Look how well price respects this. This is ridiculous, okay? So because we have re-entered the purple band, and the purple band is the most overexpanded period, price will first revert to that relative mean, and it did so on the nose, and then price will trade laterally as defined by that purple band. We come down, test it once, twice, and now we're seeing a nice upward move. And then the highest it's going to be able to go is the top edge of that 160 band, at least until that 160 value is reading below the 0.7 value, right? So we are going to see lateral trading at least for the rest of the day. It is possible that we can run up and touch the top edge. It is possible we're going to run up and touch the bottom edge. As long as we're getting that reading of above 0.7, this is going to be a decent trading range, and I very much do recommend scalping it. You know, layer up shorts from the top, layer up longs from the bottom. It'll treat you good for now. Okay? And your general take profit should be the mean with trailing take profit on that. Okay? Beautiful chart. This is Dead Shark. It's been a pleasure. Very nice. Okay, let's dive into the comments, see what you guys actually want of me. Okay. I am live, right? Is this still a private idea? It is. I ruin everything. Okay. Well, that's really just today's thing. Hold on. I can probably make this private. Or at least I'm just going to publish this idea and then go live. How's that? Man, oh man. Welcome back, guys. I'm actually just going to wait and see if this does what I want it to. Okay. We are live. Stream resumed. Beautiful. I don't know if it's actually going to show you what I've been doing. But one can hope, right? I unfortunately failed to make this public, so you guys have probably been watching nothing for the moment. Woohoo! So let's actually go into the Discord channel. Yeah, it was set to private. Try now. Beautiful. All right. It's not my area of expertise. 4 people watching. Beautiful. Okay, well, if you guys want to hear my daily fun, fill in what you guys want to know, and that'll be on my way. Sound good? Also, you can probably just go into the history, because I wasn't offline all that long, and I just made this public. So really, if you go back into this live stream's history and load up what you wanted to, that'll work out fine. How's everyone doing? Beautiful. Oh yeah, somebody was asking some questions here. Let's give it a try. There was a daily cross of the CCI as per the CCI strategy on Euro Japanese yen yesterday. It failed. Can you please explain why? Sure. Because you're seeing mean reversion, right? Okay, just because you have a downward rolling CCI, you're actually still seeing long-term mean reversion, and that's going to screw you. Okay, if you go to the 4-hour chart and load up the longest overexpanded period, you will notice that even though we did have a defined trend here, we crossed the pivot for mean reversion, and well, that kind of ruins everything if you are trying to trade CCI signals. So let's load this up to the 300 period and point out why this failed. Okay, 300. Beautiful. Okay, because the 300 period was overexpanded, and we next CCI roll up we get, however, I would recommend a long position, at least to this mean, okay? After that, then yeah, sure. After the mean reversion completes, after you get your period compression, then you can consider trading CCI signals in the direction of trends, okay? There's your answer. Simple as that. Okay? You do not want to take this kind of position. All right, the CCI roll down on the daily, because on a shorter time frame, you were getting a bullish signal. Okay? Mass is a very important metric. Don't forget about it. Woo! Let me check my phone. See what you guys want. You don't want anything? Okay. AppCoin. We're AppCoin traders now, guys. Woo! All right, a lot of accumulation going on right now. You know, we get the beginnings of these trends, and then we just see a bunch of selling pressure, and then we find support in the previous lows. Yeah, that's signs of accumulation, folks. Right? I'm not a Wyckoff analysis, but let's pop up in some volume candles. See how respected this is. Okay, this is pointless, right? Looking at volume on these low cap coins doesn't really do anything. Volume analysis is only really effective when you have volume. Can you imagine that? Bread. I am bread. Yeah, let's actually check out Salt, because I called it recommending a range trade. Let's see how that's playing. Really, on Bitcoin, guys, really. It's like, as with yesterday's video. God, that was like the first time I ever said like in a video. Jesus. Daily chart. All right, we're just getting all this compression in the short-term periods directly on top of an institutional benchmark. And we're just going to get lateral trading as the mean travels down to meet price. You know, as soon as this nice purple band is sufficiently compressed, that'll be a good time. I really do believe we're on the last leg of this crash pattern, guys. It's very convincing. Change this boy back to 250. 200, excuse me. And let's switch to BLX real quick. My God. Yeah, I'm actually sending my funds over to Kraken to open up a leveraged long. Right, because I want that 800 to 1 profit ratio. 800 to 1 profit ratio? What are you talking about, Dad Shark? Okay, well, let's show you. I'll show you what you want. Okay. We retest the institutional benchmark of the weekly 200. We bounce along it sideways while the midterm distribution compresses around price. Then when it starts to expand, we get trend. Okay? And it's just such a good opportunity right now. And I'm kind of losing it. Because I'm trying to figure out how to like put as much leverage into this position as possible while being as safe as possible, right? I've done the math. If you load up, say, $3,000 right here on 5x leverage, and you see the previous gain, right, that leverage position will be $1 million by 2022. It's absolutely ridiculous what this potential ROE could be. Of course, with that 800 to 1 profit ratio, I probably got my math wrong there. I'm going to be honest. I did that pretty quickly in my head. I probably carried over a 0. Oh well, doesn't matter. Point being, guys, this is just too insane, right? Because we are right there at the moment. And I just cannot get over how similar these are. Right? I've been going over this for, what, 8 months? Just pointing out the similarities between these crash patterns. And now we're actually here, and I'm losing my mind. Because the profit ratio is just so huge. Right? And now we're seeing this like the lowest traffic we've ever seen in like Bitcoin keyword searches. And yeah, this is like the single best time to invest right here on top of this institutional benchmark. The profit ratio is the important part, guys. So what if you're wrong? What's your downside? 10%? People want to buy here. Guess what their downside was? It's over 80%. All right? Nobody wants to buy when it's not fun. This is going to be a really boring year, okay? We're just going to bounce, 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 bounce. Probably like that, right? And then this 50 band is slowly going to compress around price. It's just going to compress, 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 compress. And the mean is going to travel right down the middle like so. And then price action is going to return inside the band. It's going to retest the bottom. It's just going to continuously bounce on the bottom edge of this 50 band. And then when mean catches up with the price, right, and then we're going to get an even shorter term distribution. As soon as mean period volatility weights itself to the upside here, guys, that's going to be the true sign. Like, if you don't want to invest now because you think the risk is too high and you want to wait for these new upward expansions, yeah, go ahead, right? Because we are just going to see range trading. So really, if you are going to open up a huge position here, make sure it's a futures contract and make sure it doesn't expire forever, right? Because we're just going to see a long-term range. We're just going to go sideways, sideways, sideways. And let's define this range. Okay. Your upside is 20%. And then, yeah, 20% each way. It's really clean. If you... Let's say this. Let's layer longs from the bottom and layer shorts from the top. Okay? That'll treat us very well. Okay, now let's actually check the comments, see how you guys are doing. I'm going to sound like a broken record over the next year, because I'm just going to repeatedly say this. Hi, Steven. Hey, man. I'm actually, I'm in some altcoin positions right now, Steven. I am just going to wait until we see our next upswing before I actually exit them. And then I might switch over to Kraken for us so we can start shorting those tops. And, we're actually going to do it like this. I'll show you. Because as soon as we start our next upward expansion, we'll be able to define it on the 1 hour chart pretty cleanly here. Right, it was this upward expansion here, and let's actually define it using this band, because I recall that the 3D Wave PM slowly tapered up like this, and it's just absolutely ridiculous how well it defined trend in this instance. Right, the adaptive MA is my favorite tool. Ooh, Andre, you ask a hard question. What's your range for lateral trend? Okay. I never like to give hard price targets. It's a huge caveat. I trade based on the following concept. There are only two conditions in the market, trending and not trending, and that can be defined by any period on any time frame. And the more confluence you have on one period that defines a state of trend, the more probable the position. And the more periods that define a state of consolidation or compression, the more likely you are to return back to the center of data. And then based on those distributional subsets, whether they're expanding or compressing towards the center of the distribution can actually lead to some great mean reversion positions, right? So probably the way I'm actually going to enter this short is similar to this guy right here, right? Where we have this trend so defined. And the moment we start seeing that mean reversion, it implies that we need to retest back to the weekly 200 mean. That's the way I'm going to do this. Okay, and we really did get that slow taper off to the downside. But I'll be honest, during this crash pattern, every single mean reversion position we've seen has been correct over the last month. I don't know why I just trade mean reversions, guys. I'm at a loss. I wish I could. I want to trade proprietarily on BitMEX. That would probably be my best bet. I don't mind the fees. Kraken's borderline, what's the word I'm looking for? Extortionate with their fees. That's why I don't want to use them. And their order forms are awful. but I might be better off than trading altcoins in the moment. I need to do my research. This beautiful mean reversion here, right? That was so clean. And actually, these mean reversions have not failed at all. Right? Whenever we ran out of the band, we revert to the mean. Just over and over and over and over. And look at how well this defines trend as a pivot, where we have this downward expanding distribution right here, and it rejects price once, but the moment it returns inside, we get a huge green candle because mean reversion is implied. This is just ridiculous. Price reverts to the mean. 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 Wow. Okay. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. I'm just going to find a single instance in the past year that has failed, and I don't think I will. Okay, on Bitcoin, there will not be one instance in the last year where this mean reversion fails. Oh, shoot. Also, guys, I'm going to do something pretty cool. I'm going to do some replay trading without using candles. And we're going to see how well I do. It's something I've been wanting to try. I haven't tested it yet. So you're gonna be seeing me doing this for like the first time. Somebody in the chat recommend what pair I should trade without candles. Because that is going to be insane. One moment. Let me just draw a few arrows here to show off the mean reversions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's one here too. 8. Ooh, a failure. Look at these. Can we explain why this failed? $100 period. That is the 100 band. That one did fail. This was a failed position. Shown X right there. Failure. And then we get this remaining chop here because the new expansion didn't adapt because there wasn't a mean reversion. I can set a band timeout in this instance. However, let's see here. This is also defined by the 100 band, but this volatility overhead actually ruins it. So I'm assuming the 100 period distribution probably slopes down like this to define trend, and then the mean reversion is actually when it pops in there. We could manually set that up, but I'm in a rush. So there's one failed position. Except this chart just got tremendously laggy. If the mean turns orange, that means I'd have to manually adjust it. So if we're not going to count this one. Yeah, orange lines don't bode well for us. And it is important to note during periods of extreme trend, this is more liable to fail. So the previous bull run, true upward expansion would not have treated us well. Right, because we're actually being defined by trend on a more macro level. So looking at sub expansions or the shorter term expansions on smaller distributions is actually going to be rather choppy. Although from the looks of it, yeah, it does work okay. Although it is a little bit less defined and you would step out of more positions during a period of a bull run. And just so I'm clear, guys, if you are on a bull run, you don't want to be taking short positions, right? Never bet against long-term trend. Okay, GBP, NZD. We're going to trade this without candles. You ready? I'm going to turn off my Bollinger Bands. And what time frame would you guys like? What time frame do you want me to trade on? I'll tell you what, I'm going to trade on the first one that actually loads up my indicators properly. Perfect. Okay, let's hide price action. Okay, not what I wanted. Does anybody know how to hide the candles? I know it's possible. I'm just not really familiar. I've never done this before. Price line. Perfect. Nope. Hide. Excellent. Cool. Well, we're going to trade this chart using only 3 indicators on the 15-minute chart. And we're going to use the replay tool, so I can't look ahead at the indicators to see results, okay? Just going to scroll back randomly. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Replay tool, snap this position right here. Go. Fun fact, you don't need candles to be profitable. And let's see if I can prove that. Again, I've never attempted this, so do bear with me. No idea how this is going to turn out. Okay, let's give this a try. See if we can get anything interesting on here. Nothing I want quite yet. Okay, very low volatility overhead. Probably going to see a significant trend here shortly. And let's wait for it. It's about to pop. As soon as that yellow line jumps out, we're going to be golden. A lot of, oop, there it is. Boom, long position. Okay, we just got our long signal right here. I'm going to draw an upward arrow like so. And let's see how we do. And I close my position right here. So that's actually a really short long. And I'm just going to draw vertical lines where I close my positions. Actually, I'm going to do a vertical line where I opened it and a vertical line where I closed it. Okay, so these are going to be really small scalps. That's super important to note. However, in this instance, because of the net expansion, I will keep a smaller portion of this trade open just to see how well it trends. So this is going to be a small scalp here, and then we're going to continuously keep the trade open. So let's hit play and figure out where I close the rest of it. Okay, trend is still defined. Trend is still defined. Trend is still defined. There. Okay. Actually, not yet. No. This is still a defined trend. We still have net expansion. This is still good. Okay. Trend is no longer true. So let's actually change the place we close this position. Right, we had the partial close here, and then our actual close for this long is going to be here. So let's go ahead and, you know what, let's do the big reveal. Let's just wait. We're going to save, we're going to do like maybe 5 more trades, see how we can do. Okay. Hold on. We just got a short-term long signal right here. And I'm just going to do a quick little up arrow. Just like that. Okay. And we're just going to keep that open from here. Oops, it's horizontal. Long position from that CCI roll up, just like that. Okay. So 2 candle trade, but that was a good long. And I think for the sake of clarity, I am going to adjust the previous arrow for the duration of the long position. Okay, so from here to here. Let's hit play. Apparently I could have kept that open longer. Oh well. Missed profit is not lost profit. Nothing I want yet. Sorry. There's so much of trading is knowing when not to trade. Like, I can go an entire day on the 5-minute chart and not trade anything because I just don't have a signal I like. Whoo! This is going to have a nice mean reversion position right here, let me tell you. Okay, so our earliest possible long just occurred. Implied mean reversion to the 14 MA. Okay, this is going to be a higher risk position entering on this roll up, but let's define it anyway. Okay, so we have just entered a long position, a high risk long position, but a long nonetheless, because this CCI roll up is the earliest we can enter this mean reversion position. So this is going to be a very small position initially, and then we're actually going to make it a larger position as more of these CCI periods roll up, okay? From the looks of it, I was right. And do note, okay, perfect, right there. That's where we would actually consider closing our first position. But because the 50-period CCI is about to roll up too, we can actually continue this long. Okay, so that probably right there, that would have stopped us out. So we're going to draw a small upward arrow right there, from there to there for our mean reversion. And then, well, we actually stopped out, so we'll draw the secondary line right here. Okay, but from the looks of it, we are seeing the 200 period, so trend is rather defined. So we need to wait for the 200 period CCI to roll up to get a more significant position. Okay. That looks okay, but nothing yet. No. Wow, that defined trend really well. No mean reversion yet. 14 periods absolutely compressed. There's still volatility overhead. Any kind of upward expansion, I'm going to take. Okay, as soon as we get a positively weighted 14 period CCI, I'm going to enter a long. It is really risky. It's not a clear signal. Bouncing along the edge of that 200 period. Okay, we're actually going to wait for the 200 period CCI to roll inside, and then for the 14 period CCI to roll up. Okay, see that wave PM cross right there? Positively weighted. Yeah, this is it. This is our signal. I'm going to hindsight this one just a touch. I didn't quite pause it in time. So from right there, I draw an up arrow, and it's going to go to the 200 mean. Okay, that would have been a better secondary entry. Although from the looks of it, I'm stopping out of this bad boy. Yep, stop loss hit, fail position. New downward expansion. Yeah, gross. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Are you kidding me? Yeah, there's the upward expansion, of course. Speed this up, nothing I want here. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to use 3D Wave Pan without the Bollinger Bands. Oh, that's good. There's a short. I'm taking that. Oh, I fucking suck. I hit the space bar. Do you think it saved it? Let's go check. For the love of God. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? All right, I suck. You can laugh if you want. God damn it. Does anybody remember? Actually, I can look at the video, figure out where we were. It's not worth it. I'm just going to redo it. Man. That really grinds my gears. I'm so sorry. And I can't believe it didn't save any of the lines I drew. Actually, let's go to the 4 hours, see if anything actually saved. It did, right there. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Thank God. We can actually check the history on this. See how I did. November 5th. And let's sneak back to the 15-minute. Please don't take me all the way back. It did. Okay. I'm just going to drag myself. Okay, there we are. Perfect. Let's see how I did. Okay, this is pretty cute. We had a lot of lateral mean inversions, and I didn't anticipate that, but from the looks of it, I did okay. Okay, right here. Right, we had the short-term scalp right there. That was, let's see how many pips. 40 pips, goddamn. Actually, let's zoom a little bit further into this so we can better see how well trend was defined. You know what? Not bad. Right, first we had the 25 pips, 40 pips, whatever. And then maybe 10 pips over the entire time span. Here, this was a great scalp. I handled that one really well. We went 50 pips. And then here we had another long. And it looks like initially we did get that nice volatility pop to the upside for 40 pips. But I didn't actually close the position until here at -3. So profit is profit, folks. We were actually green from that little session. Very nice. Jason Smith, if you want to learn how to do this, you are more than welcome to take my lessons. I think I'm going to do this more often because I'm actually having fun. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to load up another pair. Anybody have any recommendations? Go for it. Andre Silva says, maybe you can do a future live stream trading idea on your tips and full strategy on how to trade in the lateral market. I would definitely appreciate that. Okay, defining lateral ranges. Sure, we can just do that right now, right? While I wait for you guys to tell me what pair I should do next. We're going to do people know I'm live? I'm going to confirm that. Everyone, please watch me. And then we need to attach an emoji. Woo! Okay. Oop. Nobody's giving me another pair? God damn, guys. Oh, yeah. Is there any live stream questions? Let's see. No, nothing new. Mick. Okay. Well, let's go to the 3-minute chart and just do this again. Find a new place to scout. Okay. Actually, you know what I can do? I go to the 4-hour. Trash that. And then we're going to do this again. I'm going to do replay. We're going to go... I'm looking at this too hard. There. Go. Okay. Pop ourselves down to the 3-minute. Let's hide the price action. Would you guys be offended if I used an MA, a moving average? Right, just so I can adapt it for... No, I can actually just use a single CCI. Let's do that. Okay. Because then I can adjust my CCI to the periods, and it's pretty much the same thing. Perfect. Okay. Why can't I play it, though? Because we're looking at current price. Duh. Show me what you got. Except Wave PM timed out. God damn it. Man, I have to do it again. Okay. Please load. Perfect. Now I can actually try this again. Cool, let's do it. Excuse the horrendous lag. There's nothing I can do about it. Unless anyone wants to get me a new computer. That'd be cool. Come on. Oh, perfect. Right off the bat, we're going to get a nice long position here. I'm seeing 100 period. Perfect. Look at that. So let's hit play, wait for the 100 period CCI roll up, see how we can do. Awesome. We're getting our first long. Let's draw it in. Okay, I'm done. I just hit the space bar. Live stream over. It's been fun. See you guys. I love you.